are trying to tell me that if I have seen a vision right now, that finance minister is about to die, and the plot is actually being plotted by agricultural minister, maybe minister of defense, maybe minister of health, and then I go to the office and then I see minister of health sitting there. How can I tell minister of health that I have seen a vision that you people are about to kill this person? Did we think about that? What if the person sitting in that office or the people that are sitting there are connected to whoever is concerned, whoever is behind what is being plotted? How will the message be delivered? And so this is not a solution. It is a compromise. Some of us prophets, we need to be deep. We need to be deep. We need to have the spirit of discernment, and we need to be able to tell where something is going right from the beginning. Now, while some might see this as a kind of breakthrough for the prophetic, some of us see this as some kind of problematic, one of the most problematic inventions ever, which has been skillfully presented to make it look like it's some kind of progress. And I'm going to tell you why. You see, there is a reason why Jesus Christ told the disciples in the book of Matthew chapter 10, that whatever I tell you in secret, go and stand on the rooftop and declare it. Number one, so that there will be multiple witnesses that God actually spoke. When something is said in secret, the person can come out and deny that it never happened. Therefore, it makes unbelievers and even believers to think that God never showed interest in this matter. One of the things that vindicated prophets in this generation is the incident of the plane crash, because prophets stood on their grounds and they declared that this is what is happening. And when they made this declaration, when the thing happened, they came out to say that we said this was going to happen. We told people to come and see us. Nobody came. Nobody could deny what these prophets are saying. So it became a vindication. Imagine if all these prophets queued up in some office to go and write their kind of statement for review, prophecy for review. Still, nothing would have been done, and it would have happened. And at the end of the day, they would have still blamed the prophets for what has happened. And so Jesus said that when I tell you something in secret, go and stand on the rooftop and declare it, so that people will be aware that you said it. Blow the trumpet, he said to Jeremiah. Sound the alarm of the trumpet so that everybody will hear. Now, it is very important to understand that it is rather the opposite of what some of these politicians are trying to put them. They may not be aware. I see this system as a display of arrogance and pride, because I see no reason, I see no harm caused when a prophet is operating in his office as a man of God and he declares that I see this thing is about to happen. Now, let me use this opportunity to educate. A lot of people do not actually understand what a prophecy is. They think that when I say something is about to happen, I am the one saying that it should happen. That is not what prophecy is. Prophecy is God revealing something that is about to happen to a prophet for him to warn. So a prophet is like an alarm. So if you have an alarm system in your house, and then there are thieves coming to rob your house, and then the alarm blows and begins to make noise and wakes everybody up, you don't go and destroy the alarm for waking you up, for disturbing you, because the alarm is just telling you that somebody is about to do this. Somebody is about to attack your house. Somebody is about to steal something from your house. So the moment you attack a prophet for doing his work, you are actually attacking the alarm system that God has given you. So you are left without security. And so prophecies are not originated by the prophet. The prophets are just mediums. They are just vessels that God is using to tell you that this is about to happen. Now, if you understand this, then you will actually appreciate the prophet for declaring that this is about to happen. Let us pray and stop it. Now, I don't see why there is a problem if a prophet in his church declares that I see that something bad is about to happen to this politician. Now, he has declared what is about to happen. That is how the prophetic works. You cannot moderate it. You cannot scrutinize it. You cannot remold it, because the prophetic is an ancient office and it operates under instructions. There are prophecies that the Lord will tell you, go to the person and say to the person this, like in the case of Hezekiah. And there are prophecies where the Lord will tell you, declare to the nation, say it for everybody to hear. Now, if God has spoken to a prophet to say it for the hearing of the nation, that this and this and this is what I'm about to do. This and this and this is what the enemy has plotted. Are you telling me that the prophet should defy the instruction of God and come and listen to you? Those prophets and pastors who are in support of this scheme. What happens if a prophet does not go to the office and declares what he has seen, but then he announces it in his church? That is now an offense. A lot of men of God receive such messages during church service in their time of prayer. One thing that this thing is also going to do is going to remove the support that congregational prayer gives to such prophecies. There are a lot of these prophecies that were given through church, and through congregational prayers they were stopped. Now, it means that since we cannot declare and call for prayer from believers all over, and we are now going to just sit in an office and say it, nobody knows what the prophet has written in that office. Nobody knows what the prophet has said in that office. And so there's going to be a problem. Anybody in that office who may be a part of the scheme in the first place can deny and say you never actually came to say it. It is pride. Why can't you just go and see the prophet? Why? Why is it too big? If Hezekiah the king was able to humble himself, David the king was able to humble himself, Joash the king was able to humble himself, Jehoshaphat the king was able to humble himself, for prophet to come to them directly and give them a message, why are some politicians feeling so big and proud that they feel like a prophet cannot have access to them to deliver a message, especially if you believe that prophet? Now, there are two things I think you should do. If you hear a prophet has said something on radio, or a prophet has said something in his church, it's either it is false or you believe it. In either cases, you cannot be sure. So, if you think it is false, why not just leave the prophet? After all, when time comes, everybody will know that he was lying. It will not happen. What he said will not happen. If you believe that he is a true prophet, why don't you just go and see him? Why don't you go to his church? Especially if there are prophecies that are about group of people, and there are prophecies that are for individuals, one person. And I'm telling you, any prophet who sees this as an opportunity will later regret. Let me say it again. Any prophet who sees this as an opportunity will later regret. When I saw it, my spirit just told me, this is wrong. This is not supposed to stand. Prophets are meant to operate independently. Now, if that system also continues, it's going to invite false prophecies. Anybody who has false prophecy will just come. Some people will just come there and give prophecy, just to show that and just to connect with some people. And it's not possible to collect all the prophecies from all the prophets. Because a prophet might not be popular. He might not be famous, but God can use him to deliver a message that the most popular prophet has not yet received. Or what about the prophet in Kumasi, prophets in Bogatanga, prophets in Sunyani? Are they also going to come all the way to Accra to deliver their prophecies? What about prophets who don't have car, like my brother Fire Oja said? How are they going to come and deliver? What about prophets who are not educated to use computer and all those things to type, even if there is a portal to type your prophecy or whatever, which of course I do not encourage, because writing prophecies distorts the pure interpretation of the message, the pure delivery of the message. Just leave prophets to do their work. If a prophet prophesies and you believe that this prophecy is the new, go and see the prophet. It takes humility to do that. If you don't believe in it, just leave him and let's see whether it will happen or not. But to put a prophet in a particular place and say that you must come to a particular office and write down prophet, where in this world have we heard this? Where in the world have we ever heard that prophets of a nation have to go to a certain office and submit prophecy for review? Where? Review prophecy. Like, think of it. Review. You want to review prophecy. Review it how? God has spoken to me and told me A, B, C, D. I am telling you, you are going to review it how? How are you going to review it? Most of those papas are not prophets. Most of those papas are not prophets. They carry grace, they carry the anointing, they are men of God, they are legitimate, but they are not operating from the offices of the prophet. Most of them are apostles from the apostolic generation. Papa Duncan William is not a prophet. Apostle General Sankrantianka is not a prophet. Most of those papas we have, they are not in the office of a prophet. They may operate with the gift of prophecy, but they are not prophets. If you want to speak to prophet, or you want to discuss matters concerning prophet, invite people like Bishop Salifu Abuako. He is a prophet. Invite people like Dr. Owusu Bempa, he is a prophet. Invite people like Bernard L. Bernard, he is a prophet. Invite people like Fire Oja, he is a prophet. Invite people like Prophet Roger, he is a prophet. These and those around me, I'm not a prophet. I'm an apostle. I prophesy, but I am not a prophet. And so you are discussing the correct matter with the wrong people who are trying to use logic. Let the true prophet give you the modalities of the prophetic.